Hey guys, Mower 77 here. I am working on today log splitter. Just what I need, right? Another project to work on. Well, anyway, this log splitter works pretty good. It's got quite a bit of power, and if my camera will fucking stay somewhere. Oh, go fuck yourself. Anyway, this log splitter works pretty fucking good. But whoever built it, they didn't I don't know, they didn't think it through. They didn't build it for I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. They didn't build it the way I want it anyway. So I went to the scrapyard today and I got some metals. See, like, I'll show you what they did. Was on where this ram was here, which is right here. It's like they just took a piece of 1/4 inch steel and they just folded it over to make that 90, and then they cobbled some 1/4 inch steel with this thick ass steel with holes in it to fit the pin. They just like cobbled this part of it together, and then they originally had just a piece of 1/4 inch steel again setting on there. They welded that to it, and then they just heated her up and bent her over to go around the I-beam to hold the splitting head on. Well, over time of pushing, it wore out, and it just keeps bending like that, back and forth, back and forth. So I cut this off, and I got a 1/4 inch plate that I had laying around, and I welded 2 pieces on there. But as you can see, it ripped the metal. It didn't even break my weld. It ripped the metal on both pieces and just bent it to hell. Now the I-beam they used on this splitter was tapered. You see how it's tapered, and it goes thick here and it goes out narrower at the edges? Well, that's the whole problem, because if you look at any other log splitter that's mass produced, the I-beams are flat, and what they do is they take a flat piece of steel and they use it for the base of the ram head here, and then they take the same thickness, 1/2 inch or so, and they make a piece to go all the way in and flush, you know, because the I-beam is usually flat, and then they put in a 1/4 inch spacer, however thick the I-beam is, and they sandwich them together with 4 to 6 grade 8 bolts, and that then is tight onto a flat surface and it won't give and bend. So the I-beam's tapered. That's worthless. You can't really make a good ram head for it without it bending and failing every time. So I went to the scrapyard today and I got me a nice chunk of I-beam. It's 8 inches. Yeah, where's my tape measure? It's 8 inches tall this way, and it's 4 inches wide. This one's 6 inches by a little less than 3.5 up here. So this will be a hell of a lot better than that. And I also got some, I think this is, I don't know, 1/2 inch or 3/4. I gotta measure it. Half inch plate that I'm gonna make my ram out of, my ram head, and I'm gonna make the track out of. And this was an old bridge, I guess they tore down, the guy said. So that's definitely some really good hardened steel. But my plan for this anyway is instead of ripping this all apart and ripping that I-beam off and having to rip that tank off and all that to get to everything, I'm going to take this piece of I-beam and I'm going to put it right on top of this piece of I-beam. That'll lift up my working area 8 inches. I'm going to cut that wedge off and cut that back mounting pieces off for the ram. And I'm going to put my I-beam that I just got, weld it right to the top of this one, and then I'll re-weld all that stuff to the top of that. That'll make my work area nice and tall, and it'll make a nice stronger wood splitter, and it'll be more functional and last forever. So that's what I'm doing today, and I gotta start grinding through those fucking welds. A lot of grinding. Times like this I wish I had a torch or a plasma cutter, but a lot of grinding. I'll talk to you guys later. Okay guys, so I've been working out here slowly but surely, thinking about what I want to do. I got the wedge cut off of the splitter and whatnot. I set my other I-beam on top of my old I-beam just to see what it's going to look like and take some measurements. And I think it's going to work. I got to make a little extension back on the back here, and I'll have a gusset to tie it back in, to tie the back of the hydraulic ram to, and then I'll build my thing, and I'll have my thing, and it should be good. My neighbor stopped by. He dropped off this mower deck. He restores lawn mowers for fun. He's an old retired guy, and he restores riding mowers. But that weld there cracked out. That needs to get re-welded. And from the factory, these came welded like that, just on the outside and not on the inside. And he wants me to go ahead and reinforce all this and weld them on the inside, put beads on the inside of all these brackets. I said okay, no problem. And he has some torches, so I'm going to go up there and take advantage of his torches, and I'm going to cut that plate of steel the way I need it with his torches. That'll save me a lot of grinding. So doing a little trade-off there. And yeah, help out neighbor, help out neighbor. You scratch my back, you scratch mine. Yeah, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. That's the way it should be all around. Do a little bit of welding here, use his torches there, help each other out. It's the only way it should fucking be, guys. But I'm gonna get welded on this and whatnot, and I'll bring you guys back when I get some more progress done on the splitter. Okay, so I got that deck welded up for my neighbor, no problem. Used his torches, no problem. I don't know if I mentioned before, but he cuts with propane and oxygen, and goddamn, that shit had no problem going through this half-inch plate that I got. Absolutely no problem. I was surprised. I've only ever cut with acetylene before, and yeah. And I ground off all the slag on the pieces, but I'm not grinding. I ground all the slag off of the pieces here, but I'm not grinding all the edges perfectly squarely flat. I kind of like the rugged look of it. I ground these edges a little bit so it would sit flat. These are the gussets, so it would sit flat where it's got to sit and make its 90-degree angle. But I kind of like this rough look. Not only that, but I'm too lazy to grind all that shit off. It's like unnecessary. It's just for looks. It's nothing to do with functionality, and it's a lot of time, and you guys know time is valuable. So I'm all about functionality, and I'm all about saving time. So I am not grinding them motherfuckers flat. That's the way they're staying, nice and rugged. But this is going to be the ram head. I'm going to take these 2 half-inch plates of steel and set them up. I gotta sit you down a minute. gonna be something like that. Weld them up. So that's at a 90 degrees, supported by the gussets. Drill 2 holes through the gussets so I can put the pin through at the end of the hydraulic ram there. Yeah, I cut out my plates down there to go up and underneath, and I actually cut away part of the I-beam in the back. It'll give me a nice place to weld to along the back there, and they're gonna be my spacers because they're the same thickness as the I-beam, right? They're gonna be my spacers between the bottom plates and the ram head in between, so I get a nice tight fit on that I-beam. Yeah, but yeah, man, shit's going along. I'm gonna start tack welding stuff together. That's right, tack welding it, just in case that doesn't work. I don't want to have to be grinding all them welds again. Those are some good words of wisdom from Tommy Shoe. Tack it first, weld it later. And yeah, so my neighbor up the road here wanted me to weld his mower deck on one of the tractors he's redoing. And at first he told me he was going to give me a chainsaw. He had a nice old McCulloch 210 that he was going to give me for welding. And I'm trying to tell this guy all the time, I'm like, look, it takes me 10 minutes to do this weld. You don't owe me anything. I don't want nothing. And I was trying to tell him if he gives me this chainsaw, that he better not bug me for the next 2 times he wants something welded. He's getting it done for the chainsaw still. Oh no, 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 that's not good enough. So I went over there and I used his torches and gave him back his mower deck, and on top of that he gave me the saw as well. And he would not take any money, nothing at all. The guy's crazy. Crazy nice. I like old guys like that. No problem helping them out. It's a McCulloch 210. Yep. Automatic. I think it's an automatic oiler. Plus, it has a manual oiler on it as well. There's the choke. This is a older, rare style right hand pull. It's just a simple, basic, nice saw. Absolutely everything on this saw is cast aluminum, metal, metal, metal. Alright, the fuel cap's plastic. Everything else is metal, man. It's a really nice saw from back in the day. I'm pretty sure I think these were 54 cc's. The thing rips, runs real good, starts right up. Chain's just shot. I probably have a brand new chain for it I can throw on there. And yeah, I think it's a 20-inch bar on that cocksucker. This will be my 10th chainsaw. I don't know what it is, man. I really like chainsaws. I really like especially these old vintage ones that are all made out of fucking metal. But this thing fires right up. Let's see if we can get you guys set up here to see if we can get her going. Give her a little choke. I think you pull it out. Yeah, guys. She likes to fire on the first pull. It usually starts on the second. I think this one was the third puller. I'm not sure. Really convenient. Right there's the off switch. Very convenient. It's a nice safety feature to have that off switch right above the throttle. And like I said, it's got a manual oiler. Plus, it's automatic, which means it has an automatic oiler as well. So, hell yeah. I mean, he got it at an auction. I know he didn't pay any more than $10 or $15 for this saw. But the fact that he could have taken that to the flea market and he could have sold it for at least $30 or $40. And he just wants to give it to me. And it honestly only took him 15 minutes to do his welds. But you can't argue with the guy either. and I'm not. I argued with him enough, and he always wants to win. So I'll bring you guys back later if I get stuff welded together. Hey guys, Millrick back. It's Sunday. It's right around 5 o'clock or so. Got this splitter project pretty much wrapped up. Check her out, got her welded together. I welded this, I cut the old blocks with the holes in them off of the old splitter ram head there, and I welded them in there because I didn't have no drill bits to do it, plus that adds strength. And I torched some holes in this side to gain access to the pin, and I welded her. If my camera will focus, I welded her up all in and around wherever it possibly could, and then I put in a little gusset with an extension piece there, and then I have my spacer piece to space up the whatchamacallit there to hold the back of the ram with the gussets. Welded all that shit together. Looks pretty decent in there. Welded that all the way in and around everywhere. That shit's never coming apart. And yeah, welded her all in and around. Made my little spacers to ride on the I-beam. Welded all that stuff together. I was gonna bolt it, but there really wasn't enough room. Yeah, she's all welded together solid. She ain't going nowhere. There's like no play in that. I did a weld in the middle, a weld on the top, a weld on the bottom, and then a weld all over 3. I don't know what that's called, but I stacked them all up on top of one another all the way around, so that splitting head's never gonna come off. And yeah, she fires up, she works good, better than it did now for sure. And she's ready to be splitting wood. Put the table back on it. I still want to someday put another table on this side, and then I want to put in a tray back here for a battery, so I can hook up a battery to my electric start, and that'll be it. You know, another table, a little battery tray, and I'll probably paint the whole thing with some chassis saver or something. I think I have some chassis saver lying around, or I might just use an industrial coating. I'm not sure yet, but I will paint it with something. You know, I'll power wash it off and then just hit it with a brush and some good stuff to try to keep the rust away. But yeah guys, she goes good now. I'll make a video of splitting a log on her for you guys, and that's that. So this is a project I didn't expect to have to do, but I got her done pretty quick, and now it's going to be really functional without breaking. So I got to clean up the mess. The garage is a mess, and yeah, I got to clean up outside too and whatnot. But that's that on that. I got a couple other projects coming up, so some more videos to come. I'll talk to you guys later.